to point number 4. So one of the huge impacts of trauma is comparison, okay? Africa as a collective loves to compare herself with other continents. Comparison is an unwise adventure because you can never be another continent. You are a continent, an entity, a potential, a ball, or I'll say a fire of potential that can become. And so when, as a collective, we begin to compare ourselves with other collectives, then we will never be able to reach our fullest potential. The comparison is so deep, so much so that we compare, it's eaten into our very intelligence, how we see ourselves, around people of other colors or other races, or not. I wouldn't use the word race because we are one race. I would use the word other cultures outside of Africa. We try to evaluate our intelligence. We look down on ourselves as a people. It has even redefined what beauty means to us. Okay, so for example, I'm on my natural hair, very comfortable with my natural hair. I go out with my natural hair. I do everything with my natural hair. At times I decide to put on something on my hair, extensions or whatever it is I want to put on my hair. But I am comfortable in my identity as an African who loves her natural hair and is able to go out and still feel herself and be herself with her natural hair outside of Africa or even within Africa. Okay, not every female in Africa is happy to do that. Okay, because we equate beauty, for example, to long hair, to fair skin, to at times contact lenses that aren't brown or black. We equate beauty to so many things. Okay, and we are not, as a collective, comfortable in our own skin because we compare with others. Now that's just skin. Let's talk about economy. We compare our economy with other economies. When we look at I talked about point number 3, where I talked about independence and then freedom. Independence is assumed to be you are free, okay? And so when you're 60 years and you're still wondering, why isn't everything moving? You need to start looking at, what's my identity as a nation? What are we known for? What's our identity? What's our identity as a collective? Africa is still struggling with her identity because that identity was stripped away years ago. And because we haven't defined who we are as a people, we live other people's lives. We live other people's realities. Okay? And so comparison is an unhealthy and an unwise adventure. So as Africans, as a collective, we need to sit down and think about, as a nation, sit down and think about, who are we? Who do we want to be known as, or what do we want to be known for? What do we want people to call us as a nation? Because as a nation, you're a collective. Who are you as an African? Okay? That's a question. And so comparison is a no-no. And the more we continue to compare, the more we waste time, the more we do not evolve, the more we do not apply our intelligence into what we have been called to do as individuals and as a collective. We can never be another collective. We are our own collective and we need to recognize that collective. Okay, which leads us to point number 5.